Jealousy is a common human emotion that we all have to deal with at some points in our lives. But what if I told you there are Stoic techniques that can help manage such feelings? The principles of Stoicism provide us with different manners of interpreting and dealing with our feelings, including jealousy. Today we will be focusing on 3 such Stoic techniques to aid us in addressing and overcoming the green-eyed monster within. Number 1. Practice negative visualization. Practicing negative visualization involves preparing ourselves mentally and emotionally for the challenges life may throw at us. To implement this, we need to imagine the scenario we fear the most and entertain it as an actual possibility. This method is not about inviting negativity into our lives or stressing about things that haven't occurred. Instead, it's about embracing the reality that life isn't always smooth sailing and empowering ourselves to face whatever comes our way. Take jealousy as an example. When we feel jealous, we often imagine scenarios where the person we are envious of is doing much better than us or has things we desire. Though these thoughts can be painful, they can also be harnessed as a powerful tool to manage our jealousy. If we practice negative visualization, we can learn to control our reaction to these scenarios, thereby lessening the hold jealousy has on us. Start by acknowledging the jealousy and allowing yourself to fully visualize the scenario causing it. Suppose you're jealous of a colleague's success. Imagine that they continue to succeed, perhaps even surpassing you in more ways. It's all right if you initially experience feelings of discomfort. The key is to not try suppressing or fighting these feelings. Accept them and sit with them. After a while, you'll notice that their intensity begins to diminish. Now consider the worst-case outcome and mentally place yourself in that situation. For instance, envision your colleague outperforming you, resulting in them being promoted over you. Explore your feelings and reactions in this imagined situation. How would you respond? What can you do to keep moving forward despite this setback? By doing this exercise, you are preparing yourself for the possibility that things might not go the way you want them to. More importantly, it teaches you to understand that even if those scenarios occur, you're capable of handling them. You're stronger and more resilient than you often give yourself credit for. This realization can be a powerful antidote to jealousy and other negative emotions, shifting your focus from what others have to your own capabilities and strengths. Number 2, engage in voluntary discomfort. Engaging in voluntary discomfort is a proven technique for managing feelings of jealousy, an emotion that can often disrupt our peace of mind and personal relationships. The principal idea behind voluntary discomfort is to intentionally put ourselves in situations that are outside of our comfort zone. This practice helps us become more resilient and trains us to handle discomfort in our daily lives. Jealousy usually emerges when we see someone else having something we crave or desire, whether it's a possession, a trait, or an experience. If we give in to those feelings, we may experience constant unease, resentment, or even destructive behaviors. Understanding and embracing voluntary discomfort can help us manage these emotions better. Let's talk about how you can practically implement this technique. Start with small steps. For instance, try not using technology for a day or skip a meal. The point is to purposefully choose circumstances that you generally avoid because they make you uncomfortable. Sustain this over time, and gradually you'll see that what appeared difficult initially becomes bearable and even easy sometimes. As you undertake this practice, you may start to notice changes in your feelings of jealousy. As you expose yourself to discomfort voluntarily and realize you can tolerate it, you're likely to approach situations that might elicit jealousy with a different mindset. You might become less attached to comfort and ease, less bothered when others have things you do not. In essence, voluntary discomfort can reframe our perspective on what is necessary for happiness and fulfillment. To make the most of this technique, it's important to be consistent and patient. Change takes time, and initially you might not notice significant shifts in your emotions, but gradually the balance begins to tilt, and feelings of jealousy will start to lose their potency. In a nutshell, voluntary discomfort helps us face our fears, endure hardship, and ultimately live more in line with Stoic philosophies. And as we train ourselves to withstand discomfort, we can better manage feelings of jealousy that might trespass our peaceful lives. Number 3, Exercise self-control and mindfulness. Exercise self-control and mindfulness is a key component to managing feelings of jealousy, whether it's directed towards a coworker's achievements, friend's success, or a partner's attention to others. To start, self-control involves consciously regulating your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's all about taking charge of your emotional responses rather than being a passive recipient of them. Imagine yourself in a situation where unpleasant feelings of jealousy are arising. Instead of allowing these feelings to fester, swallow you up, and potentially lead to regrettable actions, you could choose to exercise self-control. This can take form in a few different ways. Perhaps it involves taking a moment to acknowledge your feelings and understand what's triggering them. This process might involve asking yourself some probing questions. Why are you feeling jealous? Is there something deeper going on? Often jealousy can be a symptom of other unresolved issues, such as feelings of inadequacy or insecurity. The mindful component in this approach complements the act of self-control. Mindfulness refers to being present in the moment and simply observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This is where the magic happens. By choosing to be an observer of your emotions, rather than being carried away by them, you gain a deeper understanding of yourself. By coupling self-control with mindfulness, you're not only taking charge of your emotional responses, but also exploring their roots in a non-judgmental way. It's important to remember that jealousy is a normal emotion. Everyone experiences it at some point. However, how we react to and manage jealousy can lead to either growth or distress. Remember, it's a learning process and it's okay to stumble along the way. The more you exercise self-control and mindfulness, the easier it becomes to manage those intense feelings of jealousy and turn them into avenues for personal growth and self-improvement. Just like how a muscle strengthens with consistent exercise, your resilience against jealousy can grow with regular practice of these techniques. Don't rush or be too hard on yourself. Take it one step at a time. Managing jealousy is never easy, but these Stoic techniques can be true game changers in becoming more resilient and mindful. Remember, it's all about conditioning ourselves to see beyond the surface and become more comfortable with discomfort. If this video has been useful to you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give it a like. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.